Trump and Elon's broken bromance, which has spiraled into yet another all-out war. Just before Trump's signature Big Beautiful Bill was due to pass the Senate, Musk posted on X that he would challenge any Republican who voted for the bill in the next primaries. Then he upped the stakes even further, saying he would create an entirely new political party called the America Party to rival the Republicans if the bill passed. Trump hit back at Musk, threatening to pull billions worth of contracts and subsidies that Musk's company receives from the US government.
He's upset that he's losing his EV mandate, and he's very upset about things, but he could lose a lot more than that. I can tell you right now. Hey, Elon can lose a lot more than that. We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon.
Now, I understand Elon is concerned about levels of government spending. Last year, the US spent more on interest payments than on defense. But Trump does have other election promises to fulfill, and the bill contains the largest tax cuts in American history. It allocates billions to finishing the border wall. It's going to hire 10,000 new ICE agents and fulfill a raft of other election commitments, all while making $1.6 trillion in savings. So when you look at that on the whole, I mean, is this just another case of another person contracting Trump derangement syndrome?
Look, I just always saw this as two alpha males, and it was never going to end well. You knew at some stage in the game one ego was going to get taken over by the other ego. I think when it comes to the Big Beautiful Bill, though, Elon has got a significant issue with it in the sense that a lot of the green subsidies are going to be removed. A lot of that money that was going to things like solar EVs, of obviously which Tesla was a significant benefactor of, there are going to be great cuts there. So, I think there's a little bit of posturing, a little bit of chest bumping, a bit of, I'm not going to back down first. But I think when it's, it's getting to the rhetoric of, I'll deport him, I must say, setting up the new party, I almost got flashbacks to how we've had some of those things happen in Australia when billionaires don't get their way, so decide to set up their own party. Doesn't tend to go very well in the long run. But, when he says, I'm going to set Doge on him and, the monster that might eat Elon, I don't know. I've just got this vision of the Cookie Monster coming out with this sort of, going back.
Eating all the Teslas.
Eating up all the bills that he wants to get rid of or something. I don't know. That's where my mind went.
It is the thing is, every zookeeper knows, you don't put two male lions in the same cage. You don't put two bulls in the same paddock. And again, it was always going to happen. But I think it actually also, it sort of exposes the strange, and again, I'm not anti-Trump. Some of the crazy stuff he does clearly works, like in Iran. Obviously, I'm not fond of the tariffs, which is other crazy stuff that is crippling the world economy. But it just goes to show what a strange grab bag of ideologies the new Republican Party is. And I think it also exposes a bit of hypocrisy on the right where, they bang on and on about, the country's not living within its means and the deficit's too high and you're wasting all this money on interest payments, but we still have to have tax cuts no matter what. And so, well, which is it? Clearly, money is a zero-sum game ultimately. You have to make sacrifices. Then you'll say, all right, well, we've got to cut wasteful spending. We can't have the government handing out, say, all these subsidies. But who's the guy in charge of cutting all the wasteful spending? The same guy who's getting the government subsidies for his EV business. And suddenly he doesn't like that anymore. So I think it's just, I'm not sure if there's a real sort of strong, cohesive policy narrative in the Trump-Musk administration.
Yeah, I think if you look at Trump, though, when you look at what he is investing in, whether it's the border wall and what he would see as the ICE agents and working on that illegal immigration front, what he's done with regards to the trade around fentanyl and the opioid epidemic, I think, he would look at some of that are going to be cost savings into the future as opposed to what the original cost is going to be.
And the bill bill does contain, and this is where I don't really understand Musk's argument, because the bill does contain $1.6 trillion in savings. And when the bill was rated by the White House, there are a few different ways bills are rated, or with different measurements, of course, as economists love to do. But they're also not taking into account the revenue raised from all the tariffs. So when you actually look at the full economic picture of Trump's policies, I mean, it's been a remarkable success despite what all the economists have been saying about the tariffs.
Yeah, except tariffs are like, they're kind of like the Greens plan to just put, tax billionaires. The target doesn't just say, if you say, right, I'm going to point my gun over at you and I'm going to shoot you in the head, and that means you're going to be dead. That person isn't going to just stand there. So if you go after billionaires, for example, I have no personal experience in shooting people in the head, but the point of it, if you target someone and they know that you're coming for them, what are they going to do?
They're going to move their money back into the US.
They're going to move their money elsewhere. That's right. So if you're talking about Trump raising money from tariffs, well, it may just be that the countries just simply stop trading with the US as much.
But I think he's seeing it as reinvigorating American industry, creation of jobs and bringing the work back to America.
I think once you see the cost of making a car in America, and I know it is a big problem compared to making a car in Mexico.
Well, there are some things that you literally can't make in America, like smartphones, which they're discovering. But other things, there have been billions and billions and billions of dollars of commitments from companies bringing manufacturing back to the US. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.